just us, nobody else. Got something for you, but keep it to yourself. I'm feeling curious, want to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come on, here with me alone, for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay, we'll take it slow. This feeling's
In most cases. On the
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, everybody. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Great to have you with us on 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Looking at the last game for Minnesota, it was a win against Portland. That game was a dominant performance. Always nice to win one going away, but it's just one game, and they'll be ready to go tonight. And tonight we have two up-and-coming teams. Lots of talent, but also a lot of inexperience. Shaq, the youngsters looking forward to this battle. How do they keep their emotions in check?
Well, emotions can be positive, Ernie, if you play under control. Because if you get out of control and start doing crazy stuff, it just goes crazy. But both coaches will work hard to keep their players focused.
You gotta stop that.
Yeah, man. Well, it's fun to watch the future of the league. And I want to see which guy separates himself and says, I'm going to be a dominant player in this league. A dominant player. That's why I love this.
If you do that again, I'm gonna have to put my fist down.
Does nothing, Ernie.
Whoa.
Does nothing.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Timberwolves continue their journey as they play an interconference matchup in this road game. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA and all its great action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. The Magic make a quick stop here in front of their Orlando fans just one game before heading out. It's a disappointing segment of the season for this team, no doubt about it, as the losing streak has continued, guys, to grow.
Yeah, and Kevin, I haven't been able to quite figure out what the problem been for this group, but obviously neither have they, because the struggle is real. I know they're working hard to get things figured out, but no matter what road they've taken, it's led to a dead end.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, guys, you know, sometimes it can be a problem when you have as much talent as the Timberwolves do on their team. And it's a lot of offensive talent as well. So are there enough touches for everybody? Now, Karl Anthony Towns says yes. He says, no matter what, we are all going to eat. There is enough food on the table for all of us. Kevin, this is always a problem for you, but we're going to let you eat first.
All right, D, not a problem. I ordered more than enough for all of us. Well, Clark, tonight a rarity. Both these teams love to run their offense through the block, through the big men. Why is that a dying trend in the NBA?
Well, I think the three-point shot has dictated that more teams are going to utilize that. Then analytics have come into play. The three-point shot is more valuable than the easy two in many cases. So teams are really tilting their offenses towards spacing the floor, shooting the three-point shot more than pounding the ball inside. And the pace of the game now lends itself to more three-point shooting and perimeter shooting than posting up.
And the dunk by Towns.
Tell you what, you got to give Butler credit. He's good at sensing when his guys are wide open, and he gets the ball to them right away.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Butler teams with Wiggins as the deadly wing duo. Gibson is the 4 with Towns in the middle. And it's Teague in at the 1 spot. And they double up Payton. Towns with the steal. Here's Wiggins. Orlando grabs the miss. Last time they came together was in Minnesota, where they fell to the Wolves.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
They've just got to be more careful tonight. It's that simple. I mean, those guys are too valuable. They need them on the floor.
No good from Gibson.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Gordon, with no one around, hands it from downtown.
Oh, I love the way Payton is always looking to swing the ball. I mean, he's constantly on the lookout for the ball reversal to help an open teammate get a shot.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Inside, the pass to Fournier. Out to Payton. Shot clock at 6. Gibson with the steal. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Gibson. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. To the wing on the left. Simmons dishes to Fournier. Simmons sets a screen for Fournier. The 3. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
And it's blocked by Gordon.
Good defensive instincts there displayed by Gordon. Reading the shooter all the way and timing the rejection perfectly.
Payton kicks to Gordon. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Gordon's got 5.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, you know, Greg, they can count on him to get buckets. I mean, he's getting the ball because he's very efficient when he has it.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off. You know, you watch Karl Anthony Towns, and he just epitomizes the future of the NBA big man. Extremely versatile, gets it done inside and outside at both ends of the floor, and has a fluidity to his game that belies his size.
That one is off. And with Towns and him being the future of the NBA big men, the numbers he's put up at a young age are staggering. Clark just looks like a guard out there sometimes.
Well, there's a good reason for that, Kevin. You know, Towns actually played guard before a big growth spurt. I think that clearly helped with his skills, and that's why he's so comfortable creating. It's a perfect situation for a guy like him to revolutionize what a low block player can do.
Now here's Payton. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Washington.
And, you know, he was getting fouled time and time again and really delivered at the free throw line. Huge contribution there, guys.
You know, what makes Towns so dangerous in transition, he can beat you with the shot or he can beat you at the rim.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. The shot's good from Fournier. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back.
Making the impossible look easy. Wiggins with the great creativity in the air. He typically hangs in the air a little longer than the average bird, though.
Now here's Fournier. He's coming off a 10-point game against Washington. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. And why don't we quickly go to the 2K leaderboard and find out which shooting guards have been the hottest at the free throw line this season. 5th on the list, Evan Fournier.
We've gotten used to seeing a lot of terrific free throw shooters from the two-guard ranks, but even so, it shouldn't take away from what these players have been able to do up there.
Yeah, I don't care what their position is, guys. I mean, they deserve a bunch of credit for those numbers. Each one of them is just so clutch at the foul line.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now here's Simmons. 23 points for him the last game against Washington.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line. The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Payton passes to Gordon. Gordon with another miss. Minnesota in the lead. Here's Butler. Good, and the assist goes to Towns. Butler's got his first bucket of the night.
Blazing speed on display from Butler. Superb at finding a way to get behind the defense in transition and taking what he gets.
Here's Towns. And the shot falls short this time.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
A moment here to see some stats for Simmons. His last 10 games, averaging 9 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Payton with the ball, picked up by Teague, and they double up Payton. Here's Biyombo. Another miss by Orlando. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 13-5 run. And Towns gets it to go.
Man, that's an area that you like to see in Towns' aggressiveness, making a concerted effort to stay in attack mode.
Payton kicks to Simmons. Towns comes with a double team. In the corner, it's Gordon. Here's Biyombo. The shot misses. Great D that time from T. Knocked away. And stolen by Simmons. And Jonathan Simmons gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Now here's Towns, covered by Biyombo. The Magic trail by 8. Outside, Simmons. Payton against Towns. Towns comes with a double team. Shot clock at 5. Here's Payton. Misses off the right iron. So for the Timberwolves, their last game, a win against the Portland Trail Blazers.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
You know, Clark, at the end of last season, the Timberwolves unveiled this new logo they're sporting this season. They thought it was time for an update, and you have to say it looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, most teams in the NBA want to mix their logo up every so often to keep it modern and up to date and fresh. The Wolves have a young group and felt it was the right time to re-examine the logo, and I can't argue with them. Sometimes a little change like that can pay big dividends. Nice pass that time. What excellent vision by Jeff Teague out there.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
And Gibson just out here to play hard defense, showing great awareness coming up there with that block.
Fournier for 3.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense.
And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Timberwolves.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And he knocks down the first one.
You know, Bismack Biyombo is a defensive-minded center. Amazing the story that got him to the NBA. I mean, grew up in the Congo, and a lot of trials and tribulations along the way, but perseverance prevailed, and Biyombo is now an NBA player.
And he makes the first, but misses the second. And Biyombo signing a 4-year, $72 million contract with the Magic last season. You talk, Clark, about rags to riches. Wow.
Yeah, big time. And the best part of this rags to riches story is how he's giving back or paying forward to his homeland. Building schools and basketball courts in the Congo. And he's lifting up countrymen through basketball and education. That's a powerful, powerful combination and really an excellent use of the platform and the resources afforded Biyombo by way of the NBA.
6 on the shot clock. Simmons, a screen on Teague. Here's Payton. The three-pointer, no good. Minnesota leading by 7. Here's Gibson, and it's Gibson finishing it off.
Yeah, the vision of town, sees the whole floor, finds an unguarded teammate there.
The Magic shooting well off their usual numbers, around 29% so far. Payton dishes to Fournier. Simmons, a screen on Wiggins. Gibson with the steal. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. And Wiggins throws it down.
Tell you what, the team wants to see more of this from Wiggins, causing turnovers that get his team out in transition.
On offense, here are the Magic. Defeated by the Wizards in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
Well, you know what, Greg? When the defense is that lax, come on now, they honestly deserve to lose. You can't let a team get into that kind of a groove.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. And Clark, there are a lot of great scorers in the NBA, but do you think a handful of players are just impossible to defend?
There's only a few guys that are impossible to defend, and I think the most unguardable guy in the league is Kevin Durant. We've not seen anybody with his size, length, touch, speed, ball handling in all the time that I've watched the NBA. I mean, this is a 7-footer that moves like a guard, handles it like a guard, shoots it like a guard, and is 7 feet tall. There's nobody close to him in that regard. LeBron James, because of his physicality and speed and skill, would be second, but Durant, the most unguardable guy in the league.
Several teams changing it up here. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Taking a look at Boston. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out. And, of course, Orlando, just way behind.
And when I look at Orlando, they haven't made any of the strides they were hoping to see prior to the season. Again, hanging around at the bottom of the standings.
Yeah, it's full makeover time now, guys. I'm sure they've learned their lesson that this roster is not one that can sustain any kind of success in today's NBA.
Oh!
Hey, hey, hey. Ooh, wow.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crawford. The shot by Spates, nobody around. Timberwolves leading by 13. Here's Jang with some arc, and he sinks the layup.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
It's good on the putback.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by.
But only if you grind hard enough to get yourself in tight before the shot goes up, guys. You got to get your work done before the shot is attempted.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb, and the execution even better.
The Magic trail by 17. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Crawford with the steal. And now the Timberwolves on the break. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two. The Timberwolves have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good.
And for the Magic, it's really been a musical chairs with their coaches. A lot of churning on the roster, but the pieces still have yet to gel. And honestly, it's been a mess.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And if you're running the Magic, Greg, what's the roadmap to contention?
Well, first and foremost, it's always going to have to start through the draft. I mean, you've got to be able to get core pieces there, and then you want to continue to add perimeter shooting and focus on developing your young talent based on the way the game is played today.
Well, you got to really get into Hazonia's airspace because he's looking to pull as soon as that ball hits his hands.
And their offense already in a flow, some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
And Augustine kicks to Gordon. The basket is good, the assist from Augustine. And that's 10 points for Aaron Gordon.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead.
Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for the Magic. .122 left in the first quarter. Here's Azania. Muhammad covering. They get a hand on it to the middle. Here's Spates. And the rejection by Jang.
And this is something you'd like to see more of from Jang, given his size and wingspan.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there.
Passes it to Aflalo. Spates sets a screen. Here's Azania. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Dishes it to Gordon. Jacks up a three. No good. Shot missing. So Minnesota will take it the other way. Here's Muhammad, and there's another one for the Timberwolves.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Simply taking advantage of what the defense has given them, and they've really made the most of it.
Now here's Spates over Jang, and so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves in very good shape with a 23-point lead at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And, guys, we've seen a confident-looking Timberwolves team out there.
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Just jumped all over them, Greg. I mean, pounced on them, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
Here's Augustine. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Crawford out there with Jones. Then there's Shabazz Muhammad. Then it's Gorgie Dang. And it's Bielitsa in at the 4. And the Magic shooting 28%, a rocky performance for them offensively. Knocked loose. Follow the pass to Augustine. Spates sets a screen. Clock at 4. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for Minnesota.
And the front court really has been getting the job done, scoring the lion's share of the points and really causing all sorts of problems for the opponent. They are a big-time key in why they have such a nice lead to this point.
Just 3 to shoot. They grab their own miss, and the second chance effort by Gordon.
Well, you know what I like to say, persistence pays, and with Gordon, he's the kind of guy who just does not rest on the glass.
And Jang gets it to go. One thing that Tom Thibodeau can be dependent on as a coach is giving his star players a lot of minutes. In fact, in Chicago, Clarkson criticized him for doing that. Others praised him for it. But the fact of the matter is, if you're a team leader, he expects you to be on the floor a lot and produce a lot.
Yeah, and you know, that's part of the job. Hey, when you get right down to it, if you're one of the best players, you've got to show up and do your job all the time. And you look at players who've played under Thibodeau. I mean, he's had the league leader in average minutes 3 times in his career as a coach. Said himself that he expects his guys to get used to what star players do, which includes a lot of minutes.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Karl Anthony Towns was voted by GMs last season as the player they most want to build a franchise around. But he is not resting on his laurels. He said, "I work hard on my game. I want to be the strongest player, the most intelligent player, and the most skilled player on the court at all times." Kevin?
Thanks, David. That work ethic will definitely help Towns get better. He's already a dynamite player. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Tipped away. Here's Muhammad, and the dunk by Muhammad.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kevin, once Muhammad gets to the rim, that giant wingspan just really takes over.
The Magic have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Augustine dishes to Spates. They set the pick. Magic moving the ball around. Lasagna gets it to go from beyond the arc. Lasagna's got 6 points.
No excuse for that kind of defense. I'm positive they're upset about that.
Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And Aflalo kicks to Gordon. Off target from three-point range.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these threes. It might be time to get inside of that arc. And, you know, Gorgui Dieng is a big man who can play both the 4 and the 5. He doesn't stand out on offense, understated there, but very valuable and solid and consistent. He's a rim protector and a space eater, but also a pretty effective rebounder, too.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And Dieng, a solid challenger at the rim with his shot blocking. Clark, he doesn't mind having a secondary role on a team as long as they are winning.
Yeah, you know what? He's really comfortable in his own skin and what his role is. He's got great awareness of how to help his team. Never tries to do too much on the offensive end, and he's really good at playing with any other type of big guy that the Wolves put on the floor.
And Clark, when you think back to your career, what do you miss the most about playing in the National Basketball Association?
Well, you know, for me, Kevin, because my career was cut short due to injury, I missed the opportunity to see how good I could have been on a winning team, on a playoff team. Back in the early 80s, the Pacers were building towards that, and I never got a chance to be part of a playoff team. And the camaraderie you establish in going through the shared misery and joy of competing is something that's special and unique to sports, and you really don't find it in any other venue. You know, the last few seasons, the Timberwolves assembled a terrific young core. Now they're ready, I think, to take that next step forward, adding veterans like Butler, Teague, and Gibson. I think they're ready to win right now.
Taj Gibson's checked in for the Timberwolves.
And a quick check of the stats for Jeff Teague. Really been a key contributor over the past month. He's putting up about 14 points a night, over 2.5 steals, and 6 assists. And you look at his gaudy steal numbers defensively, he makes his presence felt on every possession.
And you know what I like about it, Greg, is he gets great position and uses those quick, strong mitts of his to rip the ball out of there.
Here's Wiggins. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 5 assists in the game. For Orlando, they've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. For the Wolves in their breakout season that everyone was waiting for, the pressure is felt by the team. It's just hard to pick out when a group of young players, Clark, is going to put it all together.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but that Western Conference about as stacked as it's ever been, Kevin. But you know what? I think the Wolves are primed and ready to be contenders.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Hey, that's a big piece of the pie when you're talking about winning basketball, fast break points. I mean, because most of the time, those are easy hoops.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
The Magic have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark, 4 of 9 all told. They push it up 4 on 3. Here's Wiggins. That's good, and that evens things out, 50-50. 4 of 8 shooting this game.
Boy, trying to employ physical defense against Wiggins, but this young man powers right through it. Very impressive.
3 on 3. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Wiggins has got 10 points in the game.
And really pushing the tempo. Fast break buckets, a big factor for them offensively.
And you know what, guys? Despite their pace of play, they seem to be the fresher team, running the defense ragged.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
Orlando's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. Fournier gets a wide-open look. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Payton's got 4 assists now tonight.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
I agree with you. I mean, they just look comfortable out there, taking what the defense gives them and then capitalizing with no real problem at all. Got to be happy with the result, moving the ball so well on that possession. Beautiful. Good job putting the pass in front of him, throwing it where he's supposed to be, not where he is, paving the way right to the bucket.
Here's Simmons. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Payton outside. There's the dish to Biyombo. Back to Payton. A beautiful reverse layup.
Hey, when it comes to taking the ball to the basket, Payton is lethal. His speed combined with his length make him incredibly difficult to stop.
Well-coordinated shot mechanics, especially for a guy with his length.
Yeah, and you know, it looks effortless, easy, silky smooth, textbook shooting form. Man, that's nice.
And it's slammed in by Teague.
Love the aggression from Teague there to disrupt the passing lanes, leading to a basket in transition. Great play.
Orlando's gotten half their shots from three-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. Payton with the ball, picked up by Teague. Biyombo, the pass to Payton. Misses off the left iron.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Towns comes with a double team. Here's Spates. The Magic again can't hit. Minnesota with the ball. They're on an 18-7 run. The shot will not fall. Good D by Payton. Butler against Fournier. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns.
And here we have an opportunity to check out Karl Anthony Towns.
He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. 5th in rebounding, 11th in field goal percentage. And he provides that deterrent around the rim, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in blocks per game.
And he's so explosive, so hungry. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he's top 5 in rebounding. Payton with the ball, picked up by Teague, misses the wing 3.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. And that's now 6 points for Jeff Teague. Orlando, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter, just under 50% shooting. Knocked loose. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. These players have been vacuums on the boards recently, leading the league in rebounding the past month. Karl Anthony Towns, 4th.
He must be spending a lot of time in the weight room because he's shown such strength under the basket.
Payton against Teague. Payton kicks to Spates. Gibson with the steal. And here we go. Wiggins heading to the hoop. Here's Towns.
Oh, yes, sir. Come on, bring it. Towns with the creativity and explosiveness.
And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
And the dunk by Towns.
Just increasing their advantage. And right now, they're in a zone on both ends.
Yeah, you know, it's got to be terribly deflating for the opposition. Boy, they look helpless. Really getting beat up, physically and emotionally.
Covered by Wiggins. Pass to Spates. Clock at 6. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Fournier for 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Teague's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Here's Wiggins. Got a hand on it. Teague covering. It's deflected and stolen by Butler. And here we go. Fast break. Wiggins has got it. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Well, Andrew Wiggins, the pride of Canadian basketball, he is shown to be a very durable player, Clark, in his short career. Rarely misses a game if he ever does, and plays a ton of minutes each night out.
Yeah, and Kevin, even as a rookie, Wiggins logged heavy minutes. He often played north of 40 minutes a game. But he's so important to this team because of his impact at both ends of the floor.
Free throw good, Wiggins.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
And here we go, Timberwolves running again. And Wiggins throws it down hard.
Great speed by Wiggins there. I mean, makes him a dominant finisher in transition. Speed kills, and oftentimes you can't control it.
The Magic shooting 41% from the field in the second quarter up to this point. Towns with the steal. Teague dishes to Gibson. Wants to get it to Butler and does. Can't connect from the right block. Shot's good by Gibson.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Another miss by Orlando.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those 2 in the first quarter.
Butler can't get that one to fall. They're struggling to keep up.
And we'll see if they can turn things around, Kevin, on this trip. They can't continue to come up empty.
That's Fournier's specialty, the long-distance bomb that really hand-ties defenses.
Teague can't hit. Well, Orlando shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Was shot by Payton, no good. Butler from outside. It's hauled in by Gordon. Butler's gone 2 of 5 from the floor. Fournier in the corner. There's the 3. Rebounded by the Timberwolves.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And Towns gets it to go.
Kevin, he's been flat out phenomenal, superb, scintillating this quarter. He's carving them up, knocking down everything.
Payton passes to Biyombo. Out left to the wing. To the paint. And it's Biyombo with the jam.
Hey, when Biyombo's deep inside, it's fun to watch because you know this guy is going to finish with a flush.
Minnesota's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. They grabbed their own miss. Shot's good by Gibson. Gibson's got 14 points for the game.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Yeah, it's really been quite a contrast. I like the way they're attacking the middle at their offensive end. I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really fallen off.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
In the corner, it's Gordon. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. And that's 15 points for Aaron Gordon.
He's picking up right where he left off in the first quarter.
And it's good for 2.
And, you know, you like seeing Jeff Teague flip the switch. I mean, he's a shifty guard that usually makes pretty strong, sharp cuts.
Teague against Payton. Gordon a screen beyond the arc. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
The ability of Gordon to set brick wall picks really creates some easy scoring opportunities for his teammate.
And out of bounds as the Magic will gain possession. It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for the Minnesota Timberwolves. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Karl Anthony Towns. An impressive first half and a nice start for you guys. How did that happen?
We had some great days of practice. This is what happens when you got some days off.
Got the spring in your step again. Thanks, Karl Anthony. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. The first half was all about Karl Anthony Towns. He ended up with 26 points, 4 steals, and 1 block. And Kenny, what did you see out there from the Timberwolves?
There's been one thing that's made a difference in this game above all else: their control of the backboard. They put forth an amazing effort on the glass, and the rebounding numbers aren't even close, Ernie. That'll be something to keep an eye on in the second half. They will be very tough to contain if that continues.
Check. What'd you think about Orlando?
The first thing to say is, what's up with the turnovers? Jeez. You can live with some missed shots and stuff like that, but you can't keep turning the ball over. It's crushing for a team. It just saps all your confidence when you play a half like that, Ernie. Ugh.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We'll see you later.
Welcome back, folks. The downtown skyline of Orlando, Florida, looking especially striking tonight. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen. Karl Anthony Towns has been sensational.
And I'll tell you, his work on the blocks in that first half, really impressive.
Yeah, he squatted on that paint area and owned it, perfectly using his size and that soft touch inside. That's a heck of a combination: strength, size, and soft touch. Nice.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Magic shooting at 36% on the night. They've got to step it up offensively. Payton and Fournier are the 1 and the 2. Down low, it's the athletic pair of Gordon and Biyombo. And it's Simmons in at the small forward position. That's who's out there for Orlando. He dishes it to Payton. Just 5 on the clock. And Simmons kicks to Payton. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Payton's got his team on the board first here in the second half for Orlando. Yep, it counts.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Boy, and you look at Elfrid Payton. Now, he doesn't shoot it well, we know that, but boy, can he get in the lane. Excellent at penetrating. He's got a great first step and the size and athleticism to finish inside.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. And Payton has that speed, but also the change of speed, which is so interesting, that herky-jerky style, getting inside.
Yeah, you know what? He's working on his up and unders, those little pump fakes and those little half shots you've got to have in your arsenal as a smaller guy inside. And I think he's looking at a guy like Tony Parker, who made a living in the lane and is on his way to the Hall of Fame at some point. And that's a good guy to mimic in that area of your game.
Greg, it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030. And I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you'd call that building for the long term.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Outside, Simmons. Payton against T. Got a piece of it. Gordon dishes to Payton. Gordon a screen. In the corner, Simmons with it. No good from outside. Timberwolves have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Towns, no luck.
Even with that miss, they're shooting 75% coming out of the break. That's a strong start to the half.
Gordon outside. A three-pointer is right on target. Gordon's got 18 points in the game.
And how about the last 5 made shots have all been threes? The defense is just giving up a barrage.
Most teams get the message to cover shooters after 1 or 2 wide open looks at the three-point shot, but it seems like they have just not figured it out.
Biyombo, and the layup is good. He's got 7.
Hey, Kevin, you know it's true. No substitute for hard work on the offensive boards, and that's what Biyombo's doing there. Always a threat to peel off those offensive oranges.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
Payton with the ball. Now defended by Wiggins. Towns comes with a double team from the arc. Payton can't get it to go for Minnesota. They've gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. And Towns gets it to go.
Just churning that butter up, man, all night. Towns making a fool out of anybody trying to get in his way. Go to work, big fella.
And they double up Gordon. Pass to Biyombo. Payton outside. Down low. Here's Simmons. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Clark, when you look around the league today, is there a player that you watched and think, hey, yeah, that reminds me of how I used to play?
There are a number of guys that come to mind a little bit. Tobias Harris is an outstanding player, terrific young player and young man. Has a game similar to mine in that he's really versatile, does a lot of things well, not super flashy, but very productive. He comes to mind right off the top of my head currently.
2 shots.
That's good from Simmons. And one of the toughest parts about playing for the Minnesota Timberwolves is the travel schedule.
Yeah.
Clark, even interdivision games can involve lengthy flights, and the team travels more than any other in the NBA.
Yeah, and you know everybody travels, and it is part of the league, but it is a small disadvantage for Minnesota to deal with. Not a big one, but nonetheless something unique to them as a team. Not much you can do about it, though. That's their lot, and they've got to make it work.
And since Dwight Howard back in 2012, the rebuild effort just has languished here in Orlando, unable really to draft any superstar talent. And last season, trades for veteran talent didn't really move the needle either.
Payton kicks to Hezonja. Wants to get it to Biyombo and does. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Greg, when you look at the Magic, do you see a plan or a roadmap here?
Well, you look at that trade for Serge Ibaka going into last season, and that was probably a sign that ownership was growing impatient. They wanted to cash in their chips and really go for it, and now they might need a rebuild from that rebuild.
You're right. Jang, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And you look at the history of the Timberwolves, and there have been some incredible players. Clark, which Timberwolf player always was your favorite to watch, and why?
Well, Kevin Garnett was fun to watch wherever he played. Clearly, his early career was in Minnesota, and his intensity, his focus, his versatility, his two-way prowess. Sam Mitchell, guy I got to know when he was in Indiana, just one of those solid veteran guys. And then Kevin Love, a double-double 20-10 guy, was really good while he was there too.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Yeah, that was a sweet pass right there, setting up his teammate nicely, and that's really how you move the rock. Share that sugar, man. Share it.
They double him with Butler. Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession. And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Spates.
And as this chart shows, things just aren't falling for him like they usually do. He isn't ice cold, but nothing is falling his way, and he's become an inefficient source of points for his team.
Kicks it to Jang. And finished off by Jang.
And if you're wondering why Jang shoots such a high percentage from the field, look no further than effort.
Payton kicks to Simmons. The pass to Hazanya. Gordon a screen. They double him with Butler. Feeds to Payton. 6 to shoot. Simmons sets a screen for Payton. And stolen by Jang. Goes up. And finished off by Jang.
Staying alert and aware. Wiggins sees his man flash to an open spot. Pass is right on the money.
Lasagna, the pass to Biyombo. And Simmons kicks to Biyombo. And Gibson sends it back. And they'll keep possession. Here's Wiggins. And Wiggins throws it down.
Yeah, you know, not every point guard would be able to find an open man right there, but T is always looking for the right play.
Orlando's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. They double him with Butler. They get a hand on it. That shot misses. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. Their next game is at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Payton with the ball, picked up by Teague. Gordon outside. Another miss by Orlando. Here's Minnesota. They're on a 14-6 run. And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Timberwolves.
Boy, guys, I really like how they've driven the ball to the basket in this game. I mean, they've been very aggressive with it.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
And, guys, I think Jimmy Butler has all the tools you could want in a two-way player. He's an excellent defender, and he also can score the ball from just about anywhere.
And Augustine kicks to Spates. No good with the triple.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those days. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes it's just not working for you.
And it's time for an injury report. For an update on Karl Anthony Towns' injury, let's go over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, I had a moment to catch up with Minnesota's head athletic trainer. He told me that in his opinion, the injury does not appear to be too serious. And if he misses a lot of games, it will obviously be a big blow to their chances of winning it all this year.
Well, thank you, David. Hopefully, we'll see him very soon.
Using those long gazelle-like strides, Wiggins beats everybody to the punch. They have to foul him to stop him.
The Timberwolves have been good at the free throw line in this one, 7 of 8.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first one falls.
And still varying opinions out there of what Andrew Wiggins can and can't do. But one thing that's indisputable, he's an incredible scorer. Whether it half-court transition, he can flat out fill it up in a hurry.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Minnesota. He doesn't get the second one. And Wiggins, his young career just getting better and better at scoring, Greg, while increasing his workload.
Yeah, and very few scorers can do that, especially from that two-guard spot. Wiggins has that special talent where he can flat out carry an offense. Scary to think that this is a kid who is just scratching the surface.
Jones kicks to Zhang. It's Bielitsa. It's hauled in by Gordon. Gordon's got 8 rebounds in this game. Orlando, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. Gordon a screen. Gordon with a screen on Crawford. Here's Azania, guarded by Crawford. Just 5 to shoot. And stolen by Zhang. 3 on 3. Bielitsa with the bucket. Bielitsa's got 8 points.
Ripping and running. They have a big advantage now in those transition opportunities.
No expiration date on their legs. They just seem to be fresher, and they're putting those fresh legs to good use.
Spates sets a screen, and out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Let's use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. Fourth, the Magic.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
Aaron Aflalo, who's checked in for the Magic. Minnesota also with the sub. Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Wiggins. Well, Orlando shooting approximately 43% in the third quarter. Out to the wing, to the inside, and then Gordon with the dunk.
And Gordon taking advantage of the fact that when he gets up in the air like that, nobody's interested in getting in his way.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment.
Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me.
Treated the rim like it stole something from it.
The Magic have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. Take a look at the Warriors. They've been in peak form as we've watched them play some tremendous basketball with an eye toward the postseason. Of course, there's the Timberwolves, 7 games back.
And I think for Minnesota, they have caught the entire league off guard. This was not a position anyone thought they'd be in at this stage of the season.
And the credit belongs to them for what they did and didn't do during the offseason. I mean, they had a vision, they set it out, and they've stayed true to it.
Shoots the 3. Rebound by Zhang. Zhang's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Muhammad.
Excellent body control that time by Muhammad. He takes the hit and still able to complete and finish his move.
Here's Augustine. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And you know, Greg, it's hard to ask for much more than that because they're getting to their spots and they're knocking down the shots.
Doubled by Crawford. Augustine with it. Jones covering. Launches it. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Zhang's got 5 rebounds tonight. Fires from 14. And the shot no good, a bit short. Well, Orlando shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. Got that bucket in no time at all. Aflalo's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Muhammad, the pass to Bielitsa. Another shot, and it's laid in by Zhang.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Augustine against Jones. Down low. Zhang inside and finished off by Zhang.
Well, mark another one up for Zhang. Has more offensive potential than people gave him credit for coming out of college, proving the naysayers flat wrong.
Aflalo with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. In the corner, it's Gordon. Spates sets a screen for Augustine. Now the feed to Spates. His three-pointer's off the mark.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
Muhammad, no luck.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And Aflalo kicks to Gordon. Rebound, Minnesota. Zhang's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Muhammad. Oh, and the jam by Muhammad.
And I think this is where Muhammad's most dangerous, being aggressive, attacking off the bounce. That's his strength right now.
44 seconds left to play in the third. And Aflalo kicks to Spates. On the wing, Aflalo shoots a three. Rebound by Zhang. The Timberwolves shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight. Crawford's shot is good.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Gordon with the screen for Augustine. He feeds it to Gordon. That's tipped. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Both teams deciding to change it up.
Crawford.
And the dunk by Towns.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
Yeah, it's actually palpable, isn't it, Greg? I mean, you can feel it. Every single one of these guys locked in, playing for each other. And that's why they're up.
It's been all about Karl Anthony Towns for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And his big game just keeps getting bigger. That quarter sees him get over 30 points. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Now let's hear what Coach Tom Thibodeau was reviewing with his team in the huddle.
Defensively, make sure we're all getting rebounded. No second shot. In transition, everyone talking. No open threes in transition.
And Tom Thibodeau wanting his team to pay particular attention to certain areas of their defense.
Yeah, taking care of the defensive boards, allowing no easy baskets on the fast break. These are key elements in terms of you having success.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. So on the floor for Minnesota, Bjelica is out there with Cole Aldridge. Then it's Jones. Then there's Muhammad. And it's Crawford at the 2.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
2 open that time, made it look too easy.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there, Augustine, making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
The shot's good from Aldridge.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. It's stolen by Jones. And here we go. Fast break. Muhammad's got it. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Boy, excellent burst being shown by the aggressive Muhammad. That move drew the foul.
I just love what Muhammad can do, Clark, for a team coming off the bench. Always looks to attack the basket, and when he is locked in, can function as one of the better 6 men in the league.
Yeah, you know, for some guys, Kevin, being a rotational player off the bench is a hand-in-glove fit. And I think Muhammad falls into that category. I mean, you can give him a start if you needed to. He's not the best defender, but you love what he brings on offense, particularly if he's coming off the bench.
And that one falls for Muhammad. Clark, when we talk about the importance of what a player can do, how important is it for a player to know what they cannot do?
Very important. Understanding who you are and what your skill set is and how that fits with your team, critically important. Not only knowing it, but then embracing your role within your particular limitations, skill set, and teamwork.
Good on both.
You know, Shabazz Muhammad was one of the biggest names in all of high school sports as a senior. He's still trying to find that same kind of buzz and groove at this level.
Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession. For Minnesota, they've gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Yep, that one goes in there.
And, you know, Aldridge is getting to the point in his career where he's developed a number of moves inside, and good play call there for him.
They set the screen, and now the Timberwolves on the break. Goes up, and Cole Aldrich with the slam.
And that pattern continues, guys. Another heat check, another log on the fire.
Well, they're scorching right now. I mean, the defense has to be concerned. Nothing they're doing is stopping this run.
Doubled by Aldridge. Aflalo dishes to Augustine. Back to Aflalo. Muhammad covering. Just 5 on the clock. Doubled by Aldridge to stop the run. But they'll get another chance. It's deflected. Banked in off the glass. Aldridge has got 8 points in the quarter.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Augustine with it. Jones covering. And it's Payne in the corner. Crawford against the Aflalo. He kicks to Augustine. Here's Payne. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
And Cole Aldrich with the slam.
Power move by Aldridge. Loves to attack when he gets it that deep.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Knocks it loose. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. And Orlando making a change here. Hezonja's checked in. The Timberwolves also with the sub. George Hezonja is checked in. Here's Aflalo. Passes it to Augustine. Buries it from three-point range.
And that quick trigger of Augustine, not giving the defense any chance to block the shot off the pass.
Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. He has a scorching 86%.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
Yeah, he's clicking right now, and at the right time too, Greg. I mean, playing with a bunch of confidence in this fourth quarter.
To the inside. That shot missing. And it's the Timberwolves taking it the other way. It's Bielitsa. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right here.
He'll take those all day long.
And it's Payne in the corner. And Clark, we saw this a bit last season. When a team is up and it's garbage time, are there unwritten rules as far as shooting or scoring go?
Yeah, I think you always want to play within the spirit of the game, the spirit of the rules, the respect of the game, and the respect of your opponent. So to me, that should be, you try to always do what's right and just and fair at all times. And late game situations create an environment where you want to always take the high road and play the game with a honoring attitude towards your opponents and the game.
Augustine with it. Jones covering. Augustine passes to Payne. Second shot opportunity, and Aldridge sends it back.
Well, we know this about Aldridge, Kevin. I mean, a plus shot blocker. Shows good instincts and gives maximum effort.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. Orlando's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 three-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That is his first foul of the game. Aflalo with it. Dishes it to Augustine. That one a little long. It's Bielitsa. It's hauled in by the Magic.
That's exactly how you want to play it defensively, Kevin. I mean, getting a hand up to distract and bother the shooter, not easy to stop somebody this deep inside.
Back to Aflalo. Inside. Shot to end this cold run. Georges Hunt with the rebound. And for the Timberwolves, they're shooting an unreal 70% from the field, making a mockery of this defense. Out to the right wing. It's stolen by Jones. And now the Timberwolves on the break. Bielitsa with the bucket. Bielitsa's got 16 points here in the second half.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of them.
Now here's Aflalo. Defense is right there. Payne with it, and it's Aldridge picking him up. And it's Bielitsa with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And league expansion is something that simply won't leave the conversation in the NBA right now, Clark. Do you think that the NBA adding another team or two is inevitable?
I don't think it's inevitable. As a matter of fact, I think we're at a good number where we are, Kevin. It's still the best league in the world, and I think you could dilute that a bit if you added teams. So I'm fine with where we are. Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one. Major dominance, and it comes so easily for him. Fantastic at getting to his spots on the floor.
For the three, and the three ball is good.
Love how Hezonja sets up his teammates, tees them up nicely, and he's all for getting his guys going.
Here's Georges Hunt. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's on Aaron Aflalo. Thinking back to the great Warrior team from last year, Clark, how do you place them in a historical context for what they accomplished?
Well, they're on a short list of one of the great teams of all time in terms of winning a championship and what they did throughout the season to do so. You'd have to consider them as one of the outstanding teams in the history of the NBA. Two.
The first free throw is good. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. Orlando's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Takes the three. No good from Spates. The Timberwolves shooting 70% from the floor. Truly incredible work from this offense tonight. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. Here's Georges Hunt. Lays it up and banks it in.
Boy, I tell you what a well-designed play. Executed beautifully, too.
Out left to the wing. Payne gets a wide-open look. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got his 5th assist in this one. Aldridge, no good. The Magic shooting 32% in the fourth, perhaps looking a bit tired. They get a hand on it. Hezonja kicks to Spates. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Spates has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Boy, the defense looked helpless there. I mean, he's going to lay it up every time when he's got a smaller defender on it.
And now, in transition, it's Aflalo. Here we go. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead. Straight rim rocker.
It looked like Greg for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose.
Now that is some real industrial size strength right there.
Hezonja kicks to Spates. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Now Muhammad. Baseline jumper. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Muhammad's got 12 points here in the second half.
Built, not bought. This guy is made to score. Muhammad getting his in a number of ways tonight.
Here's Azania over Muhammad, but they get it back.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Spates with a screen on Jones to the left wing. Flalo against Jones. That one, no good. And Orlando the other way now.
And I love how his teammates have stepped up for him. He's struggling, but they're ramping it up and getting it done this quarter.
It's been all Timberwolves. Here's Jang, and finished off by Jang.
Not the most natural ball handler now, but Jang does get up to momentum quickly on the drive. I mean, it doesn't look pretty or smooth, but it is effective.
And Aflalo kicks to Payne. Basket counts.
And, you know, that's good offense there. These are the shots you want to get all the time.
Here's Aldrich. They grab their own miss, and he gets the bucket. Jang's got 28.
And, you know, we all know about Jang's high motor. Defensively, you can't just let him float around the glass. You've got to get a body on him.
Spates with a screen on Jones. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And they're just playing fast and loose. Sometimes that'll burn you.
You know, can't afford these kinds of mistakes right now, Greg. It's as simple as that. And they're making it hard on themselves.
Muhammad on the wing. A baseline J. Here's Jang with the second effort. And the layup's good off the glass. Jang's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Kevin, a big guy with an emerging skill set. Jang ruling the paint there. Nice play.
And Gorgie Jang is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Jones against Augustine. And stolen by Jang.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Timberwolves.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And a one-sided season series this has been. In the final game of the year between these two, they end up doing everything necessary to finish up with a 2-0 record against the Magic.
Back to Augustine. Launches a three. That's tipped.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Releases from 15. Aflalo pulls it in. There's 42 seconds left in the fourth. The Magic again can't hit.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
I love that. Yes, indeedy.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
And, Greg, you know how hard it is to win on the road, but they seem to have this one firmly in control and have been very impressive today.
And the Timberwolves call time. What do you think, guys?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
Well, they're really just being conservative, making sure they don't make any last-minute mistakes, I guess. I mean, I have no idea. No idea.
My brother's on me too. Living like
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Gorgui Dieng.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
These fans have been stunned by his performance. Of all the players they thought might do the most damage against them tonight, his name was not high on that list. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Back to Jones. Puts up a three. Afflalo pulls it in. And it's Orlando's ball.
Now, gentlemen, two shots. Two shots.
And he makes the first. And Afflalo drops them both. 12 seconds left in the game. The baseline J. Here's Dieng, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Dieng's got 32 points in the game. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Two shots.
No good on that one.
And, you know, the speedy Augustine is really an excellent teammate and a dependable role player, a veteran presence who can really stroke it.
He hits the second from the line. Jones for three. So it's Minnesota winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Jamal, how did you guys get this win tonight?
We have good players. We have a good coach. I mean, he put us in good positions to succeed. Our players play for each other. We don't care about who scores, and we're a real team.
Yeah, there was a lot of flow out there tonight. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.